Hi everyone, this is Dan Dix here from Press for Truth here in Vancouver, British Columbia at Waves Coffee Shop, the home of the world's first Bitcoin ATM.
I'm Paul Chesney, and I'm with Bitcoiniacs, the Bitcoin store. Bitcoin's the first decentralized digital currency. So it's a strictly digital form of exchange that exists without any central control or issuing power. So it's a completely decentral, democratic system of currency and value exchange.
And what would somebody have to do in order to be able to use this machine?
Sure, it's really quite simple. Really what you first need is a wallet. So this can take the form of an app on your cell phone. You can have a wallet at home on your computer, or we can even print off a paper wallet, which you can then import into a digital medium afterwards.
How anonymous are Bitcoin transactions, and can they not be traced at all?
Yeah, I mean, they're not exactly anonymous because the ledger of all the transactions is stored publicly. So everybody has a record of all of the previous transactions. Now, those transactions are associated with an address. So it's really as anonymous as you want it to be, kind of like cash. If you really wanted to take extra efforts to make yourself anonymous, you can. It's kind of like digital cash. But, you know, it can still be traced and tracked, so I really wouldn't recommend considering it as an anonymous currency, but it is something that if you put in sufficient effort, you know, you can maintain your privacy. Right now, if you wanted to make a purchase online, you have to enter your credit card information, which also includes your address, your name, because it's associated with your credit card. With Bitcoins, it's essentially like cash and it's reversible. So you can essentially pay just with Bitcoin and not need to enter your name and address and have all of that information stored by a third party. So I think that's a big appeal for people that are interested in privacy.
How does something like that work when it doesn't actually exist in a physical form?
Yeah, I guess it's, you know, it has physical representations. So like we can print out the private key, which allows you to spend Bitcoins. You can put that key onto any kind of a coin or a metal plate. So it is a digital form of currency, but you can represent that in physical form. And I think that's starting to come out. The ATM really helps, I've noticed, get a lot of new people that really were confused about it in its digital state, and makes it really tangible. So while it is digital, you can still put it in a tangible form.
Do you have to be tech savvy, or is it fairly user friendly, would you say?
You know, I've signed up people that are computer engineers and also ladies in their 70s, so I'm finding that there's a little bit of an initial learning curve, but I don't see any major restriction for anybody learning it. Just that initial kind of conceptual obstacle to overcome.
Now, this particular machine calls for a palm scan. Would that be? Would people have issues with that, with privacy rights, or how does that work?
Sure. So the palm scan is basically to ensure that the daily limit is not exceeded. So we need to comply with financial regulations that limit daily transactions to $3,000. So the palm scan is held in order to ensure that the same individual doesn't use the machine to exceed the limit in a 24-hour period. Now, those are deleted. They're not as associated with your name or address or anything like that. Now, those are deleted. They're not as associated with your name or address or anything like that.
Does he really expect us to believe that they're going to delete that information? Right.
It's just to make sure that one person's palm does not be used again, but we don't have any record of anything else on the person.
Is that generally how it goes with all Bitcoin ATMs, or is that a decision of this store?
I know that this company, Robocoin, that develops this ATM has gone with the scanner. I believe there's some other ATMs that are coming out that require you to scan your ID or your license. So that's a little bit different. It's not biometric, but you potentially have a lot more information about an individual in that case. And I can't speak to any other vendors that are coming up with machines, but that's sort of the two options that are available so far. I think immediate future, it is going to be volatile, just because it's a small market and there's a changing landscape. So anytime you have a small supply and you have a lot of new people coming in, it's going to be unpredictable. I think this will level out in the long run, but in the short run, I think we're still in for big movements.
What would you say to the skeptics who are weary of brand new currencies, and especially when it's hard to say who's running this thing or who's in control or where it's all coming from? How can people feel safe about it?
Sure, I think any kind of transaction you do, there's a certain level of trust, and I really sympathize with that line of thought, because it even took me several months before I decided to put any money into Bitcoin, even though I saw the potential of it. So I think really what we're trying to do is put a face to Bitcoin, and we need reputable companies. There's been companies that have disappeared. So I think it's going to take people that are willing to show their face and not hide behind just a website or just a domain and disappear overnight. So hopefully we're doing that by having a physical presence. You can call us, you can email us. I think that will help with those people that are weary of just dealing with a purely online website. I mean, it's open. I mean, we're just the first ones to have one operating. So other manufacturers are welcome to come in. There's people working on them at the moment. So yeah, it's the first one to come out, and I'm sure there's going to be a slew of new manufacturers and developers that come on board soon.
Okay, so what you just saw basically right there is the first of its kind ATM digital money system, where you can put money into it and receive these kind of a virtual computerized digital money that you can spend anywhere that accepts that kind of money. Of course, you have to scan your hand, and give them your biometric information that they say they do not keep or record. If you believe that, I have some land I want to sell you on Pluto. Listen, this is all organized and structured. They say it's not centralized or controlled or regulated by anybody. That's a bunch of baloney. If you believe that, you are willfully ignorant. The same people that control the monetary system of the world now, the elite, the Bilderbergers, the banking cartels, and the Federal Reserve secret society people who have been plotting and planning to microchip everyone on the planet by 2017 are behind this. This is a way that they are collecting biometric information on you. Now, the scanners at Walmart is a way for them to put you in the database also. So they're coming at us with different angles, different systems, but it's all for the centralized purpose of collecting your information, putting you in the system, and chipping you eventually. So the next thing I want to show you is a company out of Florida who for a while now has been creating the system, preparing the system, whereby you will actually be able to pay. They're facilitating and implementing the system whereby you'll be able to pay with your implanted microchip. So I'll show you this website next, and watch my playlist on the Mark of the Beast and all the videos and information that I'm giving you. Study this and get yourself aware of what's going on, okay? All right, here we are at the website When Cash is Only Skin Deep right here. This is a Wired, geared towards science and entertainment, business, security, design, opinion, video website here. What I want you to pay attention to is this Florida company. A Florida company has announced plans to develop a service that would allow customers to pay for merchandise using microchips implanted under their skin. Microchips implanted under their skin. Microchips implanted under their skin. Now, we're going to look this company up a little bit further on the internet too. Applied Digital Services. The CEO, Scott, said that he believes the company's Verichip, a subdermal microchip that uses radio frequency signals to broadcast and identification number to a scanner, could someday replace credit cards. Under Silverman's plans, Rather than swiping a bank card to make purchases, microchip customers would scan themselves using a special reader. And continues, although the biochip payment plan may strike some people as a bit X-file-ish, financial transactions using radio frequency identification, RFID, already are commonplace in some areas. And he goes on to say, you know, ExxonMobil Speedway, for example, uses it on their keychains. MasterCard is testing RFID-enabled credit cards and so forth and so on. And it goes on and it talks more about that. I want to show you also, when you look up, well, here's the company, Applied Digital Solutions. It says right here on their main website, Applied Digital Solutions is a leading supplier of digital recording technology solutions for public safety and commercial marketing through the southeastern United States. All right, but this is the company that is pioneering the system for paying with a microchip. If you continue to look them up on the internet, you'll see that they purchased one time the company Verichip used to be called different things. It used to be called Digital Angel, which you see right here, Digital Angel. Here's Digital Angel. Verichip Company also took on the name Verichip after it was Digital Angel. It was Positive ID for a while, and they keep changing their names for this company. Well, Applied Digital Services, right here, Applied Digital Services, bought Digital Angel, which is the microchip company, right here. Digital Angel Corporation, prior to merger with Applied Digital Solutions. You can see that the Applied Digital Solutions merged with Digital Angel, which is the microchip company, and together they are pioneering the system for paying with a microchip. So I want you to be aware of that. This is no joke. You could see this yourself, do your own research.